Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Ashtanga practice for today. I hope you're ready for our proper session today, because today we're going to move into working through our breath today. As much as our practice is coordinated and set and cast in stone, we're going to work with literally today how we activate our breath through our posture. So for today's session, we're going to work through our full warm-up today. So we're going to go through a full Surya Namaskar A 5 times, full Surya Namaskar B 5 times as well. So I hope you're ready to get your sweat on, because we're going to do a bit of fiery vibrations today through our practice. And then we're going to carry on with the standing series and see how far we go with it. I hope your body's all nimble and ready for some Ashtanga movements. We're going to have a bit of fun today, I think. So, just slowly coming into nice, comfortable seated posture. As we slowly come into our posture, we're coming into a place of presence and acknowledging our present state right now, of being in a place of calm, a place of tranquility, and a place of peace. As you slowly draw into that presence, we draw into that energy of that presence. Just taking a moment to acknowledge everything that has happened in the day, and acknowledging everything that will happen in the day, and honoring it by literally leaving it at the foot of the door as we further draw into this present moment. Slowly starting to take in all the elements around you, first through sound, slowly starting to incorporate all the feels, the temperature, your body, and even taking account of what your mind feels like right now. Slowly drawing in a deep inhalation and sighing it all out. Inhale, sighing it all out. Last cleansing breath, deep inhalation, and slowly drawing it all the way out. Drawing your hands to heart center. So we're going to open the class with the opening chant, and thereafter a chant of Om. Vande Gurunam Charana Ravinde Sanda Shita Swatma Sukha Bhavote Nishreyase Jangalika Mane Samsara Hara Hara Moha Shadye Abahu Purushakaram Shanka Chakrasi Karinam Sahasra Shirsam Shwetam Pranamami Pratanjalim. Inhale for warm. Namaste, and welcome to your Ashtanga practice. Today, may you find fluidity through your movements. May it be free and may it be wholesome. Namaste. Okay, we're going to start off at the top of our mats. Coming into Tadasana. So just taking a moment to acknowledge and honor where you're at right now at the beginning of your practice. As we start to feel all the emotions of a start, a beginning, opening of a chapter that we're about to write and journey on. So just taking cognizance of your big toes touching, slight gap between your heels, more micro bend in the knees, slight hip tilt, drawing your shoulders down towards the earth, and drawing your gaze forward, your drishti. Just remembering that Tadasana is our reset posture, just acknowledging all its entirety, all its energy, and everything that it encompasses in the stature of who you are. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Drawing your hands onto the mat. Stepping left foot, stepping right foot. Holding your high plank. Slowly drawing over your toes. Elbows to 90. Releasing through Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up into your upward facing dog. And releasing back to down dog. We're holding here for 5 breath cycles. So just taking this time to release through those calf muscles, drawing from side to side over those hips. And just finding flexion through your toes, walking your dog out. As you find the movement that your body requires, allow it to come in, allow it to be, and allow it to just flow. Slowly activate into your Ujjayi breathing. We're holding here for 1 more breath cycle. And your next inhale, looking up to the top of your mat. Either jumping or stepping forward. Coming up to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, releasing your arms all the way up above. As you draw your hands through heart center. Releasing back to Tadasana. Okay, we've got 4 more rounds. We're going to get these guns primed out today. Ready to do all our sergeant drills at the military. We're going to go help the defense force out. They're out in the front lines. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Uddhva Uttanasana. Releasing your hands down to the earth. As you exhale, either jumping or stepping back. Holding high plank. Rolling over your toes. Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up into Uddhva Mukha Shavasana. And releasing back to Adho Mukha Shavasana for 5. Slowly drawing into your Ujjayi breathing, becoming more aware of it. As we start to become aware of what it feels like, just making sure that you're drawing your body all the way up towards the sky and drawing your hands and feet all the way down towards the earth. We're holding here for 3 more. On your next inhale, looking up to the top of your mat, either jumping or stepping forward. Coming up to halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, drawing all the way up towards the heavens. And slowly coming back down to neutral, back into Tadasana. 3 more rounds to go. Inhalation. Exhalation to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Releasing your hands down towards the earth. Either jumping or stepping back. Rolling through Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Releasing as you exhale back to downward facing dog. We're holding here for 5. Just taking your gaze towards your navel or the back of the room, wherever you're at right now. Just listening to that oceanic sound of your Ujjayi breathing, allowing it to take you away to wherever you want to be taken to right now. Holding out for 2 more. And your next inhale, looking up to the top of your mat, either jumping or stepping forward. Coming up to your halfway lift. Exhale, release, Uttanasana. Inhale, drawing your hands up all the way as you slowly come back to Tadasana. Beautiful. 2 more rounds to go. Get that fire going. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, releasing your hands. Jumping back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And releasing back to down dog. Holding here for 5 beautiful breath cycles. Drawing through your prana. And feeling the effects of all that magic drawing through your whole being. Holding here for 2 more. On your next inhale, looking up to the top of your mat, either jumping or stepping forward. Coming up to halfway lift. Exhale, release, Uttanasana. Inhale, drawing your hands all the way up. And coming back to center. And just remembering to listen to your body. Feel that your body is not happy with going through Chaturanga Dandasana today. Just remember, you can go through knees, chest, and chin. Just keep listening, keep feeling, and keep flowing through your pace, through your lung capacity, through your own peace. Okay, last one. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Drawing your hands down to the earth, either jumping or stepping back. Rolling over your toes, elbows at 90. Pushing up into upward facing dog and releasing back to down dog. Hold here for 5 breath cycles. Holding here for 3 more. Looking up to the top of your mat, joining an inhalation, coming forward, coming up to halfway lift. As you exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Tadasana, and coming back to Tadasana. Beautiful. I hope you're feeling nice and warm now. We're halfway through our warm-up. This is where we're going to have a little bit of a push into Surya Namaskar B. Just allowing yourself to be. We're right here, right now, simply flowing through our breath and allowing our body to enjoy all this beautiful movement that it's allowing itself to flow into. Okay, here we go. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Releasing your hands. Either jumping, stepping back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to up dog. And we're going to release to down dog and hold here for one breath cycle. Drawing that beautiful prana all the way in. On your next inhale, raising your right leg all the way up towards the heavens. As you exhale, bringing it through with momentum, placing it between your hands, grounding back foot to 45 degrees, slowly drawing up. First things first, just checking that your alignment is in check, making sure that your hips are horizontal. If it is slightly diagonal, just taking your back foot, moving it slightly out so that you can find that straightness through your hips and slowly releasing your hands up towards the heavens. Coming into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Drawing your gaze up, all the way up towards the sky. Holding here for 1. And as you exhale, releasing your hands down back to the earth. Drawing your right leg back, holding high plank. Rolling over your toes, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, releasing back to down dog. Holding here for 1 breath cycle. Inhale, left leg all the way up. And as you exhale with momentum, bring it through. Placing it between your hands, rounding back foot to 45. Drawing all the way up, releasing your hands towards the stars. Coming into Virabhadrasana 1 on the opposite side. Being the power that you are, and the warrior that you are. Drawing that energy back down to Mother Earth. Releasing left leg back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Into Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. And back to Adho Mukha Shavasana. Holding here for 5 breath cycles. Allowing your body to come back, to reset, to hold, and be. Holding here for 2 more. And your next inhalation, looking up to the top of your mat. Either jumping, stepping forward, coming up to halfway lift, releasing your hands down to the earth, Uttanasana. Inhale, drawing your hands all the way up. And coming back to center in Tadasana. Excellent. And we're going to roll through once again with the fire in our belly, through our Ujjayi breathing, being the victorious warriors that we are. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Releasing your hands to the earth. Stepping back, rolling through Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up to upward facing dog. And releasing back to down. Holding here for 1 breath cycle, allowing that energy to draw all the way through you, allowing it to transform, Allowing it to inhale to release right leg up. Then slowly bringing it forward, grounding back foot, warrior one. As you exhale, drawing back to Mother Earth, stepping right foot back, Chaturanga Dandasana, up dog, back to down dog. Holding for one. Preparing for the transformation on the other side. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, drawing it forward, placing it between your hands, grounding back foot, and releasing all the way up. Exhale to release, drawing your left leg back as you flow through your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale up to upward facing dog, and exhale back to down dog. Holding here for 5, coming back to reset, to rejuvenate and realign. Holding for 2 more. On your next inhale, looking up to the top of the mat, either jumping, stepping forward, coming up to halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, drawing your hands up all the way above your crown chakra, releasing back to center. Okay, round 3. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Drawing your hands down to the earth, jumping or stepping back. Rolling over. Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming up into Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. And releasing back to Adho Mukha Shavasana. Holding here for 1 breath cycle. On your next inhalation, drawing your right leg all the way up. As you exhale, bringing it forward, placing it between your hands, grounding back foot. Warrior one. As you exhale, hands back down to the earth, stepping right foot back, holding your high plank, and rolling over. Upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog. Holding here for 1 beautiful breath. Inhale, right leg. As you exhale, bringing it forward, placing, grounding back foot, drawing all the way up towards the heavens. Feeling that energy center between your hands as you draw it down, placing it back into the earth. Left leg back, rolling through Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, back to down dog to reset for 5 breath cycles. Making sure that you're spreading your fingers as far wide as possible. Drawing your perineum up towards the sky. Holding here for 2 more. Inhale, looking up to the top of your mat, either jumping, stepping forward, coming up to halfway lift, releasing your hands down to the earth to fold. Inhale, hands all the way up, and hands all the way beside you. Hope you're feeling good. Just taking a moment to draw in a deep inhale, and just sign it all out. 2 more rounds to go. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Releasing your hands to the ear, either jumping or stepping back. Rolling through your Chaturanga Dandasana. Coming into upward facing dog. Releasing back to down dog. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, right leg all the way up. As you exhale, placing it between your hands, grounding back foot. Releasing into warrior one. Releasing your hands back down to the earth. Right leg back, high plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. And going back to down dog. Inhale, left leg all the way up. As you exhale, placing between your legs, your hands, grounding back foot. Warrior one. Slowly drawing your hands back down to the earth. Stepping left foot, holding that beautiful high plank. Rolling over your toes. Dropping elbows to 90. Coming up into upward facing dog. Releasing back to down dog. Holding here for 5. We're nearly there. Last portion of our warm up coming up. You've done amazing so far. All that sweat and all that heat is transforming, allowing your whole body to evolve to new experience, allowing it to come to the fore, and just allowing that level of gratitude to emanate through your breath as you inhale and exhale. Holding here for one more breath cycle. Inhale, looking up to the top of your mat, either jumping, stepping forward. Coming up to halfway lift, releasing your hands down to the earth. Drawing your hands all the way up towards the stars as you come back to center. Beautiful. Last round. So just bringing our attention back to our breath. Feeling that engagement through that fire. And being the victorious warriors that we are. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Releasing your hands down towards the earth. Either jumping or stepping back. Holding high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog, back into down dog. Holding here for 1. Inhale, right leg all the way up. As you exhale, drawing it forward, placing it between your hands, grounding back foot. Feeling that engagement through that right knee. As you exhale, drawing it all the way down. Holding high plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Back to down dog for 1. Inhale, left leg all the way up. Exhale, with momentum, placing it between your hands, grounding backwards. Opening up that warrior energy. Feeling that chest plate cover your chest. Feeling that engagement through your left knee this time. As you exhale, drawing your hands down, left leg back. And I hope you're enjoying Chaturanga Dandasana for potentially the second last time. Coming up into Urdhva Mukha Shavasana, back into Adho Mukha Shavasana. Holding here for 3 more. On your next inhale, looking up to the top of your mat, either jumping or stepping forward. Coming up to a halfway lift, releasing your hands down to the earth. Inhale. Coming all the way back up. And drawing back to center. You made it, yes. You made it through this warm-up. I know it must be an experience of feeling that challenge of working your body through this warm-up, but you've made it. You've allowed yourself to challenge yourself and evolve through this experience. So slowly just drawing your eyelids closed. Just taking a moment. Drawing a deep inhalation in. And just sighing it all out. Slowly opening your eyes. I know. I made you guys work quite hard for that one so far. But don't worry, it should be a little easier now. Less chaturangas to do. So let's get into it. So slowly just releasing your feet hip distance apart. Peace fingers. We're going to come into Padagustasana. Just remembering when we're folding over from our hips, not our backs or our tummies. So just placing your hands on your hips, drawing up through a deep inhale, elongating through your spine. As we find that dynamic movement from our waist through our hips, slowly releasing all the way down, taking your peace fingers, connecting them towards your big toes. If you need to take a bend in the knees, allow them to draw down, allowing your elbows to flop out, and allowing your head to hang heavy. And here for 5 breath cycles. Just allowing yourself to surrender to who you are, to where you are, and to where you're going. One more breath cycle. And your next inhale, just releasing your grip from your toes and slowly sliding your palms underneath your feet as you come into Padahastasana. We're holding it for 5. Holding it for 2 more. Slowly on your next inhalation, releasing your grip from your hands and slowly vertebra by vertebra, drawing your torso all the way up, allowing your head to come up last as you reset back at the top of your mat into Tadasana. Excellent. Okay, so from the top of your mat, slowly opening up wide, coming into a bit of a wide-legged stance. We're going to turn our left foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, arms up wide. Slowly just checking in your alignment. And slowly hinging over your hip. Going as far forward as you can. Imagining somebody pushing you and pulling you. Slowly releasing left hand all the way down towards 6. Right arm all the way up to 12. As you come into Uttita Trikonasana. Drawing your gaze up towards the right thumb. Holding it for 4 more. Slowly on your next inhalation, drawing up to neutral, keeping your arms spread out wide, turning left foot in, turning right foot out, hinging as far forward towards your right hand side this time. And as you exhale, slowly releasing right arm all the way down towards the earth, left arm all the way up towards the stars, and drawing your gaze all the way up towards your left thumb. Activating through your Ujjayi breathing. Holding it for one more breath cycle. On your next inhalation, drawing all the way back up to center. Drawing your hands towards the inside. Turning right foot in, turning left foot out. We're going to revolve our triangle pose now. Coming into Pavlita Trikonasana. We're going to inhale, right arm all the way up towards the heavens. And as you exhale, slowly drawing it all the way to the outside of your left foot. Opening up your left arm and holding it for 5. Just drawing into your Ujjayi breathing. Holding it for one more. Your next inhale, drawing back up to neutral. Turning left foot in, right foot out. This time we're going to come into our left arm, inhale, swinging it all the way up. And as you exhale, releasing it to the outside of your right foot. You need to bring a bend into the knee, allow yourself to do so. You don't want to bring any untoward pressure into that space. Releasing it up, opening right arm all the way up. And drawing your gaze towards your right thumb. Holding it for 2 more. Next inhalation, releasing back up to center. Resetting at the top of your mat. Coming back into Tadasana. Just taking a moment to draw in a deep inhale. And just sighing it all out. Excellent. We're going to turn to face the back of our mat again, leading with our left leg, coming into 90-degree angle. We're going to come into side angle posture, leading with our left hand, inhale, drawing all the way up. As you exhale, facing on the inside of your left foot, opening the left arm up either directly above you or opening it up further, going into the full expression, drawing your hand forward and taking your gaze towards your right thumb. Holding here for 4 more. Two more. And your next inhale, releasing your torso all the way back up to neutral. Turning direction. Left foot in, right foot out. Feeding into that right knee, making sure we're keeping it 90. We don't want to go over or behind. Keeping it directly underneath our ankle. Inhale, right arm up towards the heavens. As you exhale, placing it on the inside of your right foot. And slowly opening up left arm and drawing it forward. Holding it for 4 more. Holding here for 1 more breath cycle. On your next inhale, drawing all the way back up to neutral. Turn your right foot in, left foot out. We're going to come into a modified version of our revolved side angle pose now. So I'm just going to change my viewpoint so that you guys can see. Again, leading with left foot first this time. Right foot back, 90-degree angle into the knee. Inhale, hands into heart center. And as you exhale, releasing the right elbow towards your left knee. Slowly drawing your hands towards heart center, drawing your gaze over the left shoulder. We're holding here for 5. Going through that Ujjayi breathing as we continue to build this fire within us through our practice on this journey that we're taking. Holding here for 1 more. Slowly on your next inhale, drawing all the way back up to center. Turning right foot in. Sorry, left foot in, right foot out. Then coming to the opposite side. Bending into the right knee this time. Inhale, bring hands to heart center. Drawing through a deep inhale as you elongate through your spine. And as you exhale, connect the left elbow to right knee. Pushing hands towards heart center. Drawing your hands as far close as they can as you drift. Your gaze over your right shoulder. And hold here for 5. Holding here for 1 more breath cycle. As you inhale, coming back to neutral. Resetting at the top of the mat back into Tadasana. Allowing that lush, dreamy prana to draw through you as you inhale. And just sighing it all out. Beautiful. Okay, coming into our next posture, we're going to come into a wide-legged stance. Okay, feet out at 45 degrees. We're going to come into the 4 variations of Prasarita Padottanasana. First things first, we just want to come and stabilize our rooted grounding into our mat. So making sure that we're activating our calves, our glutes, our hamstrings, and our quadriceps. Bringing them all flexed all the way through as you pull that breath all the way up. And as you exhale, drawing further in as the foundation sets. Beautiful. Okay. First variation of our posture, just drawing our hands towards our hips. Taking in a deep inhalation as you draw that breath and elongate through your spine. And as you exhale, dynamic movement through the hips, flowing over. Releasing your hands all the way down towards the earth. If you can, allowing your elbows to flop out. And allowing your head to hang heavy. We're holding here for 4 more. Slowly on your next inhalation, drawing your hands to your hips. Slowly coming all the way up. Beautiful. Okay, second variation, just like our chaturanga arms, keeping them at 90 degrees. So we can place our hands behind our backs, making sure that these elbows stay at 90. just pulling those shoulder blades together, feeling that contraction as they draw further and further closer together. Drawing through a nice lush inhalation. And as you exhale, dynamic movements over your hips, keeping those elbows as far close as possible, and allowing your head to hang heavy. Beautiful. Holding here for 4 more. Breathing through your Jari breath, making sure that you're feeling that contraction through your shoulder blades. In the next inhalation, slowly drawing all the way back up. Excellent. Okay. Third variation. We're going to release our hands behind our back, interlacing our fingers, line our palms to come as close together as possible. So normally, if we leave it out, we put a little bit more stress onto those wrists, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to try our best to keep those palms firmly gripped together. So release them behind your back, and slowly drawing as far down your buttocks as possible, allowing your chest to pop. Drawing through your inhalation. And as you exhale, drawing over your hips and slowly allowing your arms to come overhead as far as they can go today, as far as your body wants to go. Inhale and exhale, slowly find a little bit more movement. Holding out to 3 more. The next inhalation, slowly drawing all the way back up to neutral. Excellent. We're going to come into the fourth and final variation. This time we're going to go with our peace fingers. So depending on how your stance feels, you might want to release the stance a little bit more inward, depending on your anatomical stretch. Basically, the length between your arms and your legs. We all know that I have short arms, so I do need to bring my legs slightly in. If you need to bring a bend into your knee as well, you're more than welcome to. Just listening to your body and allowing it to breathe and smile. And maybe catch a bit of a smile right now, because I know we've had quite a serious practice today. Yes. Okay. Love that. Okay. Peace fingers, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, dynamic movements over your hips, connecting right and left. If you can, allowing your elbows to flop out, allowing your head to hang heavy. Holding here for 4 more. Just finding a little bit more length. And slowly finding a bit more depth. Holding here for 1 more. And slowly, as you exhale, releasing your hands all the way back up towards your hips. Bringing your feet in. As you slowly reset to the top of your mat, coming back into Tadasana. Just taking a moment. Inhale. And exhale to release. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to turn to face the back of our mat, coming into short stance, coming into Paschimottanasana. One of 2 options. So either taking a reverse prayer behind, or Taking your hands towards your elbows, whatever variation feels most comfortable for you. Slowly drawing through a deep inhale. And as you exhale, releasing over your hips. And going as far forward as you can. If you need to take a bend in that knee, allow yourself to do so. Holding up for 4 more. Slowly on your next inhale, drawing all the way back up to center. As we turn our feet around, lifting with the right leg this time. Maintaining the same variation that you kept on the opposite end. Inhale, drawing your chest all the way up. Finding a little minor back bend. And releasing over. Holding here for 1 more. So in your next inhale, drawing all the way back up. As you reset at the top of your mat, coming back into Tadasana. We're going to flow through our last vinyasa. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, releasing your hands to the earth, stepping left foot, stepping right, rolling through your last Ashtanga Dandasana. Up dog, back into downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to find a seated posture. So, releasing your right leg forward, left leg to the opposite side. As you come, you find seated. Slowly releasing the legs forward, arms in front of you, activating your core. And we're slowly going to release all the way down. As you slowly sit up with your final posture in Shavasana, taking a moment to release your breath. Releasing your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Drawing your palms out, either facing up or down. As you start to integrate and mesh into your mat, drawing deeper into that connection. The invitation by Orion Mountain Dreamer. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if you have been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from the fear of further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it, or fade it, or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, to be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. If you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty when it's not pretty, every day, if you can source your own life from its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and stand on the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after nights of grief and despair, weary and bruised, to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else fails away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself, if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. As you slowly start to reawaken your body, beating your forefingers against your thumb, wriggling your toes, and slowly finding rotations through your ankles and your wrists. As you start to draw in a deep inhalation, stretching your feet forward and your hands above you, and sighing it all out. Inhale, bringing your knees to chest. And just giving yourself a massive hug of love. Slowly rolling over onto your left hand side. And just taking a moment to walk with the gratitude that you've journeyed through your practice today. Thanking yourself through mind, body, and soul. And slowly propping yourself back up into the seated position. Drawing your hands to heart center. I'm going to close the class with the closing invocation and then a chant of all at the end. Swasti prajabhyaha paripalya yantam na naye makena mahim mahishaha go brahmaya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Inhale for Om. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I hope that you found a little bit more, went a little bit deeper, and got to smile in the most phenomenal way possible, feeling everything from head to toe. I'm blessed. Thank you so much. Namaste.